Get iPower 989 or iPower 2 on any device. Watch or listen anywhere in the New York tri-state area. Video or radio on demand. Available on YouTube or TuneIn Radio. Also, log on to our official website at iPower1FM.com. iPower is always on, 24/7. Download now.
From the Hard Planet Media Studios in New York, this is iPower to This Moment.
Bienvenidos mundo a otro segmento aquí en iPoder 98.9 en este momento con Mickey Monte. What's up everybody? Welcome to another segment on iPower 98.9, This Moment. And tonight we have a very special guest. Tenemos un invitado muy especial. Estoy orgulloso y feliz a traerle a un artista que talentoso, es alguien que no puedo esperar para que lo oiga, a bailar, abre la mente, abre el corazón. Y ahora te doy al artista que tengo en el teléfono aquí. ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Saludos, Franki, Alvarado.
Ok, Franki, gracias por estar con nosotros. Thank you for being with us. Very excited.
I would appreciate your invitation.
Absolutely. Happy to have you here. And where are you from? ¿Dónde eres?
Originally, I'm from Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised. I'm from Ponce, or Héctor Lavoe.
Eso es, Héctor Lavoe.
Yeah, and many other Puerto Ricans in the industry.
Yeah.
Proud of my Latin roots, my heritage, everything that we can bring up to the table. I'm good for it.
Absolutely. Porque vamos a empezar cuando oí la primera canción que oí fue la bandera. Eso ahí mismo me dijo que eres puro boricua. Ese video estuvo bien heavy, mano. Dime un poco de dónde salió. Explícame la importancia de ser orgulloso de no solamente de ser latino, pero encima de eso ser puertorriqueño.
Claro, bueno, pues primero que nada, el tema de mi bandera, pues surgió con toda esta situación, ¿verdad?, de que estamos viviendo hoy día, y todos los puertorriqueños fuera de la isla, ¿no?
Ha pasado
lo que
mucho.
le llaman la diáspora, ¿no? Lo que le llaman la diáspora boricua. Y no solamente nosotros los boricuas, sino que también a todos los latinos que de cierta manera pues tienen que salir de su país para buscar a lo mejor un mejor futuro, echar raíces, ese tipo de cosas, ¿verdad? Pero siempre llevando el nombre de nuestra bandera en alto, y siempre, muy aparte de la bandera, pues llevando siempre nuestras costumbres bien presentes, donde quiera que vamos, ¿no?
Seguro.
Y como siempre dicen que el puertorriqueño está como el arroz blanco regado por todo el mundo, entonces pues quise hacer este tema para que todo el mundo se sintiera identificado con él.
Sí, eso. Y en el principio de la canción esa, you had a quote, ¿verdad? What was that quote that you had in the beginning of that video? I know you had a very powerful quote.
That quote that I put at the beginning of the video is pretty much saying that everyone has a bandera. Everybody has its own flag, and it's their duty to protect it and to defend it against anybody else, and to be proud of its own roots. You know, that's pretty much what the text says.
Yeah, absolutely. Hay una importancia otra vez de nuestra bandera y de la bandera de muchos de Latinoamérica que no podemos dejar eso por atrás. Es muy importante como líderes en la industria de nosotros, de entretenimiento, la música, porque tú sabes el poder de las letras, de las palabras, es tremenda. Y como artista, ¿cómo tú estás seguro que tienes la mente sana cuando empiezas a hacer una canción? ¿Cuáles son una de las cosas que haces para estar seguro que no te vas a dejar de esta carrera? Porque aquí estamos para inspirar artistas como usted, para que sigan para adelante y arriba en la carrera para colaborar, para hacer, arte? ¿Cómo son unas cosas que tú haces diariamente para mantenerte en tu carrera?
Pues mira, pues esto es una carrera muy sacrificada,
Amén.
we sacrifice a lot, fighting, especially from family and friends or any other, things that you might probably want to do.
Yeah.
Even to hang out with friends and stuff like that, or even to watch some TV and stuff. So it's a very sacrificed career. But I don't take it pretty much as a job. This is something that I really love to do. This is something that I was born with it. So I feel like home. Every time I bring, I take up a piece of paper and I put up my guitar and I just turn on my keyboard and stuff and I start playing a couple chords and writing some music. It's about feeling, just to put there on a piece of paper everything that you feel. Music technically is about feeling. Is just to express what you feel at the time, or even if it used to be I don't know if it was a past memory. It's about being creative, and it's also about bending the rules. It's not just making what you're supposed to do.
Right. I was going to ask you that if you played any instrument, and you mentioned you played the guitar, keyboard, and everything. And when did you start? When did you start? Like at a very early age? Like, did you want to become something else? Like back in the day, or were you like, hey, this is it, I'm committed? How did that all start?
Well, I've been around music my whole life. My dad, he's been a composer his whole life, a musician. So one of my brothers, he plays keyboard. I always like to sing around the house.
Nice.
And always in the choir, always doing some music, doing some writings and stuff like that. But I went through sports, right? So instead of going directly into music, although music was also my first passion ever.
Nice. I
went through, canalize all my energies and stuff through the sports, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, I couldn't deny my own passion, which is music. At the end of the day. So, and to play instruments, I always used to play since I was little, percussion, the congas, the bongos, maracas, stuff like that.
Nice.
So I was always familiarized with those type of instruments. Now that I got bigger and older, so I decided to, I pick up a guitar, start practicing, and also the keyboard,
Nice. Yeah. When I think of music back in the day, I think of jíbaro music, el cantando jíbaro por ahí, I'm sure.
Claro.
I'm sure
y por eso
aguinaldo.
Salen canciones como el de Mi Bandera.
Ajá.
El de Mi Bandera, pues si tú lo escuchas, pues tiene el 4 puertorriqueño background.
Nice. I did notice that. El 4, ¿verdad? Y eso es importante.
Exacto.
Yeah, y mencionaste, sacrificando, la familia y hacer, para su pasión. Entonces, there's a lot of experiences, that happens in the family where, someone may not understand why you're doing the things you're doing. But and all these experiences form us into the person that we are, essentially. And are there certain experiences that inspire you more, like, joyful or sad? Are there more experiences that help you, sit down and say, hey, let me write about this? Are there more experiences more than others? Tell me about a few experiences that you've had and said, hey, I got to write down.
Well, everything that I write, everything that I write is about a personal experience, or as you might say it, related to somebody else close to me or something. Everything is related.
Yep.
My first album, Cenizas, actually is kind of, if you look at the lyrics, so the lyrics are kind of dark, because that was a very dark moment and a lot of depression in my life. So I wanted to, put that in writing.
Nice.
And obviously singing,
Cenizas.
all that passion and all that pain and stuff like that.
The pain.
that I was going through at that moment.
Nice, yeah, because you have Solo on there, you have Paranoico, Será, which is, I was listening to that, and it had a really interesting mix of rhythm. You know, it was like sort of like the oceans of the wave, where it took you, and you just tell me about that process, because you took that song and you put it in a balada and a bachata version, right? Like balachata or.
Yeah,
was that?
So, I mean, like what we did, I actually, that was a trip that I made to New York. I went to see my grandma. She passed away. Like, I think she passed away, like a year before.
My condolences.
So I went to New York. So I can go and see her. Oh. And then after going to New York, I was planning to go to Puerto Rico, right, to go to my family and stuff like that. So I pick up in my grandfather's house. I pick up a guitar and started playing with a couple of chords, to have some sort of idea. And so I come up with the chords of Será, And when I got home, when I got to Puerto Rico, my older brother, who's also a composer, a songwriter, so I got with him. And we started putting some ideas together, And a couple of days, another friend of ours who also helped us in writing up the song. His name is Danny Rodriguez. Okay. So between the three of us, we end up coming up with Será. And we recorded, like a maqueta, like a rough mix in Danny's house. And then I took it when I went to San Diego, because I was living between San Diego and Los Angeles back then.
Okay.
And right after that, I went to the studio. So I presented an idea, and this great song actually came up.
And yeah, part of the song said, ¿A dónde fue el amor? Porque se fue.
Exacto.
Derrumbó.
Habla un poquito acerca de eso, ¿no? De something is missing, right? ¿Por qué se fue el amor? Entonces, puede ser de un amor perdido, puede ser about the situation that I was going through at the time, because that was technically the last time I was about to see my grandmother alive,
Wow.
She died of Alzheimer.
Oh my goodness.
Entonces, prácticamente, o sea, puede ser dedicada a un amor perdido, puede dedicarse a, no sé, a un familiar que perdiste, ¿no? O sea, es por eso que prácticamente dice a dónde fue el amor, ¿verdad?
Yeah, absolutely.
Porque se derrumbó, ¿verdad?
Sí,
cuando juramos que nos duraría tiempo, ¿no?
Right. Cuando vi el video también, tiraste fuego, y no sé, el video fue muy interesante y muy intenso, real deep. And I just want someone to just feel what I felt when they see this video, Será, because that was amazing. I watched it a few times on the train ride from in here, and that was impresionante. That was really, really impressive. And you mentioned, how many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
2 kids, and they're both musicians?
2 kids. No, they're young. One is 9 years old, and the other one is 4.
Okay, but they're being inspired as well, I'm sure. How can they not be?
There's music around the house every single day.
All right.
Every single day.
With that being said, what's your message within your music? What do you want people? What's your message to that you want to bring to the ears and hearts of those who are listening to your music?
Pues mira, to everybody who's listening right now, just go ahead and check it out to feel identified with my music. Yep. It's a refreshing music. The new music that I'm bringing up to the table is the new album is called De Donde Vengo, which is expressing myself, just what the title said, where I've come from, where I'm coming from.
Yep.
And with a whole combination of our Latin roots, mixing up with some reggaeton, with Latin, with salsa,
right.
A couple of acoustic songs. The cuatro puertorriqueño is always present in the music, in the arrangements. So it's a very joyful material. So a lot of people can feel identified with.
Yeah.
Very danceable. You know?
Absolutely.
Que la gente se ponga a bailar. That's what I wanted to bring to people. Happiness, especially in these hard times that we're going through.
It really is now more than ever. Ahora más que nunca. Like I'm so happy I ran into your music and got the chance to listen to. De Donde Vengo has Banderas Solas y me está atrapando, pero de Cenizas there was one that really stood out for me. I just want to reverse a little bit, como un cómico o dibujando tu olvido. Like tell us, like I just need to talk about como un cómico, because that was one of your favorite songs that you made.
That is one of my favorite songs, actually.
Como un cómico.
One of my favorite songs.
Oh my God.
And it's like at the end of the day, we cannot forget that everybody is just like a kid, Mm-hmm. Everybody has their inner child that likes to play, with a whole bunch of stuff. And in this case, this is a guy, right, who technically disguises himself as a character, as a superhero.
Yeah.
It could be Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, you name it. Just to follow this girl, because this guy technically is como el tipo como muy tímido, muy tímido, y la única manera que se siente así como poderoso es faking that he's the superhero.
That really hit home. That's crazy. Como un comic. I mean, tú tienes el álbum Ceniza con un cómico con tremendas letras ahí dentro, porque los niños también pueden conectar con esa canción. Even the kids can connect with this. Tienen la Ceniza, the album coming up, De Donde Vengo. How many, in order to make all this, how many times do you think about music a day? I mean, ¿cuántas veces un artista como usted, como tú sales con estas canciones, cuántas veces piensas de música al día? It's just one of those things, I wonder.
By being a musician, there is no rest. O sea, no se descansa. O sea, I go to bed with some sort of melody and my phone next to me. If something comes up in the middle of the night or something, I go ahead and record the idea, and I just leave it there. And then I look up the other day and I play it and I start developing. But there's always music. There's no stopping.
Wow.
You're always singing. You're always dancing. And that's what a musician is about.
Wow. I mean, talk about feeling, because you mentioned earlier that this was all about feeling, and that's it. I mean, you've touched a lot of people. I mean, there's something very, very special here. Tell us about who's inspired you back then, now, who's going to keep inspiring you, in terms of artists out there, and who would you like to work with? Can you elaborate a little bit about that? Who's your inspiration?
Mira, my inspiration, besides being my family, I've always been a fan. Like I said, there's always been a lot of music in my house.
Yeah.
So we used to listen, journey, rock, pop, Michael Jackson, the Flap Art, all these, 80s rock bands and also pop music, like Prince, Michael Jackson, Phil Collins, Sting and the Police. So Sting and the Police, that's a very, very big influence in music in my life.
Yeah. Message in a Bottle. They had a lot of great, Roxanne, I believe.
Yeah.
Roxanne. Great. No.
And that is just for that part. This is just an English aspect. But in the Latin, salsa, Héctor Lavoe, Mar Rivera, Andy Montañez, El Gran Combo, el Conjunto La Perla, Sonora Poseña, a lot of stuff, music. Oscar de León.
Seguro. Jerry Rivera.
So I was very Jerry Rivera, Mark Anthony, and somebody that I would like to maybe you work with. You know, I'll say Mark Anthony. You know, I'll say Jerry Rivera. You know, in the reggaeton world, I would say maybe, I don't know, Daddy Yankee. I'll say maybe Nicky Jam. I'll say, I don't know. I'll say even Bad Bunny. Why not?
Even Bad Bunny.
I'm not close to anything. You know?
Absolutely. You name some pretty excellent artists, some of the best in the industry, and I think it's possible. You know, impossible is nothing. Here at iPower 98.9, you know, we play all of that. We play Ozuna, we play Jennifer Lopez, we're playing Daddy Yankee, Nicky Jam, Zion and Lennox, Bad Bunny. I mean, those are the guys that are, you know, ahead of the game because they poured out everything they had in their heart. You know, any artist, in order to do that, they had to just paint a picture, just like you're doing. You know, you know, with your music, what I've seen has opened my mind in terms of like, hey, anything is possible. You know, we're so happy to have you here, and I believe that, you know, we can actually make anything possible because it's amazing that you're in Mexico right now. Your music has reached all the way.
I'm excited.
And how's the music scene?
I reside over here in Mexico.
Right.
I've been here for like the past. I've been here for like the past 10 years.
10 years. Wow.
So I got actually roots over here. So I got married here. So I got 2 kids from here. They're probably Mexican.
Yeah. How's it?
Two Mexican boys.
And how's the music scene out there? Is it popping? What is it about out there? Just people are being creative and eccentric like our artists supposed to be, and I'm sure they are. But
exactly, yeah. I mean, like there's, aquí, this is a very musical country, very musical country. Entonces aquí pues obviamente pues hay mucho reggaetón que se está metiendo aquí. Hay mucho regional mexicano, ¿verdad? Banda, ranchera, la música popular de aquí.
Ajá.
Es muy fuerte aquí, obviamente, ¿verdad?
Sí.
A lot of pop music, you know, a lot of pop music artists. I mean, like they also come from here. You know, like Camila, Jesse and Joy, Rake, stuff like that. And there's way too many. Carlos Rivera, Yuridia, you know. Entonces,
absolutely.
Obviously, Luis Miguel, Mijares, you know, like those people are, you know, those artists are from here.
Wow.
Entonces, hay mucha música aquí también, muchísima.
I mean, we're excited. You know, we got to bring all those artists here to 98.9. I'm excited for all the listeners here to listen to your stuff. I mean, that's my goal, is to have someone out, millions of people out there listen to your music. Cenizas, you know, de donde vengo. I'm excited. I know you are. You know, we're here to just keep going. You know, there's no limit. Like you said, there's no rest in this industry. If you want it, if you're hungry. From 5 years from now, where do you see yourself in the industry? Like, where would you like to?
5 years from now, I mean, like, obviously performing in bigger stages. You know, bigger stages around everywhere. You know, it's possible.
Nice.
You know.
Very nice.
Opening up some concerts,
yep.
Doing my own, you know, bigger shows and stuff like that, collaborations, you know.
Absolutely.
Everything is possible. I mean, whatever you set your mind into, that's what you can do.
Absolutely. Maybe we can set up a concert in Costa Rica. I've always wanted to go back to Jamaica too, or Hawaii.
Claro. Como te dije, todo es posible. O sea, yo estoy muy contento porque y agradecido con iPower 98.9 for giving me the opportunity, ¿verdad? To play my music, to see who I am, where I come from, you know, to take that shot with me.
Exactly.
Because I'm a very positive guy, so I just invite everybody out there who's listening to listen to my music, feel identified, educate it if you like to, you know. doesn't matter if it's good or if you dedicate it for good or dedicate it for bad. That stuff happens also, you know.
Yeah.
But feel free to take a listen.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that you're gonna like it.
I'm pretty sure they are too. Cenizas, tracks like Solo, Paranoico, Será, Dibujando tu olvido, Amando en la falsedad, Laberinto, Roto, Vagabundo, Tentado por volver, Como si fuera un cómic, one of my favorites, Te amo y te odio, interesting, Amanecer en ti y Cantemos ya. Mi gente,
Exactly.
ya saben, Frankie, puro boricua.
Pendiente del nuevo material, y Nicky, o sea, pendiente también del nuevo material, porque ya hay otras canciones que son nuevas del De Dónde Vengo álbum,
Okay.
que son las canciones como Sedúzame, Provócame,
Yep.
A Solas, Me Vas Atrapando, y el nuevo que es el que acabo de lanzar, que es el de Mi Bandera.
Y Bandera, exactamente. Y la gente se van a sentir muy orgulloso, como la canción que hizo Mark Anthony con J-Lo, y estaba Rubén Blades, estaba y mencionaron a cada pueblo de Puerto Rico, como y la canción empezó con unos coquí, y entonces empezaron ahí y Cabo Rojo y mencionaron a todos los pueblos, los 80 y algo que hay.
Eso fue con Lin Miranda.
Mi Manuel Miranda, esa misma. El mismo sentimiento que sentí en esa canción, la sentía en La Bandera, porque esos imágenes que tú pusiste con el proceso, la producción que hiciste en esa canción, me sentí muy orgulloso cuando vi la canción, y gracias por hacer algo así para nuestro pueblo, para nuestro mundo.
No, y yo estoy, como te había dicho anteriormente, off the record, so now people can actually hear it. I'm down, I'm to go up there and to play my music, as an acoustic version, something like that.
Nice.
Enjoy it live for all of you.
We would love to have you. We would love to have you
Like
here at the studio.
Like a radio jam.
Like MTV back in the day, they had a show with Kurt Cobain.
They used to have the storytellers, that VH1s, and the Unplugged.
Okay, something like this. Yeah, set the stage, set the lights, set the mood. Bring your acoustic, your keyboard, and just jam out and just feel it, because that's what passion is all about, is the feeling. And I'm telling you, people, aquí tenemos un artista, Frankie. Frankie, ¿a dónde podemos encontrar tu música? Where can we find your music? And who do you want to give a shout out to before we go?
Pues mira, all my music, you can find it in all social media, Spotify. Just look for me as Franki with a number 3, like Franki, and then a number 3.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go to my YouTube channel, just go to youtube.com/Franki Oficial. The Oficial is in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram.com, same thing, Franki Official. The Facebook, my official Facebook is facebook.com/Franki Official. And like I said, all my music is out there. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, you name it.
Exactly. Ahí, como dice Friedrich Nietzsche, sin música la vida sería un error. Y ahí lo tienen, mi gente. Pueden encontrar la música de Frankie, deletrea Franki y el número 3 en YouTube. Si van a YouTube, Frankie con el número 3 en vez de la E, la 3, Frankie 3. Pueden encontrar toda su música ahí, todo el content que pueden escuchar ahí. Olvídate, abren el corazón, abren los oídos y vamos a gozar. Mi boricua, Frankie, ¿le quedé decir un shout out a alguien por ahí antes que nos vamos?
No, pero a todo el mundo que nos está escuchando.
Exacto,
claro,
exacto.
A mi familia que está en Puerto Rico, a toda mi familia que está en New York, Filadelfia, New Jersey, Connecticut también. No solamente mi familia, everybody who's listening. Everybody who's listening, be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Stay positive. We're going to get through this.
Yes.
Y nada,
Yeah.
Much love to everybody.
Much love to everybody. Thank you for your music. It's a necessity. Like you said, during these times, 2020 has been tough, and artists like you make a difference in making this a little bit easier. Thanks again, Frankie, for being with us. Hasta la próxima, Frankie.
Muchísimas gracias, Mickey.
Nos seguimos conectando aquí en iPoder 90.9. Until next time, This Moment with Mickey Montez, special guest Frankie. Look him up on YouTube, all social media platforms, Facebook, Frankie, Franki, and the number 3. All right, until next time.